All right, coming straight to your eyeballs from the historical city of Philadelphia, we have the world's first Lightseekers Championship Finals coming to you right now. I'm Scott.
I'm Chris.
And we are super stoked to see this. We have seen an amazing plays today. Bova in an amazing surprise turn, like just playing his butt off. The man does not want to die, refuses to die, proves that hanging in there is worth it up against Rutilis. Now going into the finals against who? Some random guy. All right, our Dread player. So here we go.
All right, so we got some random guy sitting on our right, and we've got Bova on our left. Probably still off the high of getting through to Rutilis.
And I am absolutely never going to get tired of saying some random guy.
I know, right? Scott's still pumped after he managed to finish off Rutilis last game, and now we're going straight into game one here, running that high to try and take out some random guy. Some random guy, as we've just seen previously, is running Sicario, 31 health, ability to put 2 valid action buffs into play. Bova, happy running. Oh wait, he's got it face down. Cassini though. 3 damage to if he discards a card. So it's Astral versus Dread.
All right, so here's the matchup.
I'm especially excited for this match because we know Bova's got here by running Black Hole.
Yep.
And we know some random guy loves Dread buffs, and Dread fills the board with buffs, and some random guy is doing that really well today. So I'm sort of a bit mean here, but I'm looking forward to a load of buffs getting cleaned up by Black Hole and seeing if some random guy can make a comeback.
Yeah, very heavy buff against very,
strong damage and buff removal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was going to say strong removal, but it's not strong removal. It's a strong use of good removal.
And it's a one-shot as well. So he's got one shot to use Black Hole, and then he's done. And other than that, he's got Pathfinders. But the Black Hole is a one-shot use, so he needs to time that perfectly. And Dan the Man nearly did it last game. Very, very close. One turn late, I reckon, he might have swung that game in his favour.
Definitely, yeah. That was a very intense game we saw going into that.
But thankfully, in a way, when, he didn't make it, and we're not seeing Astral versus Astral, we're seeing Astral versus Dread. So this should be a really fun matchup.
And I am going to point out again, actually both players new to the game.
Yes, this event, right? They started Thursday, Friday.
They both picked it up, said, hey, you know what? I'm going to swing. I'm going to hop into that tournament. I'm going to try it out, and here they are in the finals. We have got $1,000 riding on the line. Tickets to Pax.
The next Pax.
The next Pax, yeah, not this one. They've already got their tickets to this one here, right? And eternal glory and honor as the world's first Lightseekers champion.
All right, so we're getting underway. I think Bova's going first. Forecast for him. What's he going to do first? I don't know. Actually, we haven't talked about this. I don't know what the strategy is here. Does he? Because he's not used to playing like a Dread deck. I don't think we've seen a lot of Dread get this far in the tournament.
No, we haven't so far. It's true.
So, he's actually playing Flying Fortress, a very unique card. We haven't seen this at all, I don't think.
Yeah,
so Flying Fortress, it's a clunky corner, so it only rotates when it does its thing, and that is damage when you draw a defend card. So it's not going to do anything, but when Bova draws defend cards, it's going to hit a bit of damage and rotate forward. He's also played the Mage Ship, standard card we've seen all weekend. 7 damage in 3 turns. So we're going straight back to Bova, because some random guy's just drawn 2 cards.
Yeah, some random guy's very fond of drawing a lot of cards early in the game, and coming up against this Astral deck in Bova's playstyle, that might really cost him. He doesn't have a lot of time to stall against this.
And Sicario, whilst at face value, great hero, right? 2 buffs at a time. You need the buffs in your hand.
Absolutely,
So you do need a bit of draw at the start game.
Last time we saw him draw, so to speak. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And we saw him draw 8 cards last time. So
those Shadow Suppliers, that was an amazing use of Shadow Suppliers.
But not yet. So let's see how game 1 goes for him. He's contemplating what to do next.
So, and again, swinging this a little bit for some random guy. He has gone up an Astral matchup before.
Yeah, he knows how bad it can be. And he talked to me after that game. I think that was the first time he's seen Black Hole, and now he doesn't like it. So he's played the Wall of Bones, and he's drawn once. He's got some damage reduction just in time to soak 2 of the 7 off of Mage Ship.
Slow that down a bit.
So 5 damage taken at the start of the go. So Bova's still got play cards. That's a great thing about buffs. They do stuff for you before you've even done something, and you can line it up with a bigger hit.
Make the buffs do the work for you.
Exactly.
That's right.
All right, another buff, another Mage Ship. All right, simple and effective. Drawing a card with this second action, and it's back to some random guy.
Some random guy studying his cards. Think he'll go for the play or go for the draw?
Rotating the Wall of Bones.
All right.
Oh, he's eyeing up combo. We haven't seen him play a combo other than Ghost of Grass. He's just drawing 2.
All right, again, that seems to be his play style on the day. I know he likes to build up the hand and start dropping those buffs into play, but that gives lots of time for Bova, who we know, and we've seen time and time again this weekend, can explode out of that gate like nobody's business.
You said it.
I mean, that's what got him here.
Yeah, and it was the last game came down to a tiebreaker situation. It was very neck and neck the whole game. He took game 2. by time that situation, ending up on higher health to end game 3 in a super tie-break situation, and he's got here to the finals after making the finals yesterday. So 2 for 2 on finals at least.
And I have to say again, Vova on that game playing so well, beating what everyone here was considering. I mean, honestly, all the players are considering the deck to beat, and Vova did it.
And it was a great deck, and well played to Jatalis again.
Yeah,
so he's going to come back stronger as well. So we're still watching some random guy draw cards here, I think.
So he looks like he's Sicarioing. Yep, he's using the Wall of Bones to protect and putting the Night Lurker into play.
2 damage is blocked by the Wall of Bones, pushing in Night Lurker and Abyss Weaver. So Abyss Weaver would do 4 healing when it enters play if his Shadow buff's in play, but he's moving 2 Shadow buffs in play at the same time, so it doesn't actually count for the move. But for what it's worth, Shadow buffs in play buff Wall of Bones damage reduction to 3. So for the next turn, 3 damage reduction, which is good against that mage hit that's coming in for 7.
That's going to help that, yeah. So that's actually a very well-timed play. Vova is studying the cards, looking exactly what he's up against right now.
Yeah, like I said, not a lot of people familiar with Dread this weekend. It's like, is that Shadow? Yep, that's Shadow. Yeah. Right, so 7 damage comes in, 3 damage should be blocked, buffed by the Shadow, 4 damage taken.
Through that 4 damage, that'll take it down to 21.
Oh, 22, yeah, sorry, the extra 1 from the buff.
Because I can count, yep. I'm always saying my biggest problem with this game personally is that I have trouble counting above 3, which is why these guys are sitting here and not me.
You should play Cassini, yeah. All right, so he's in a dilemma, right? Because if he draws cards and draws defense, Flying Fortress could hit and be completely blocked by Wall of Bones. That would really be a bit rubbish. So he sort of wants to hold it. I can see Black Hole in his hand as well, so that's good to have early on.
You know, he's happy with that.
But I don't know how badly he knows. I don't know how I don't know what he knows about some random guy's deck, because he might think, oh, 5 buffs, there's Black Hole. Whereas we saw in the last game, some random guy went to 10 buffs.
10 buffs.
So that might be, he might go early.
It's just pretty close to the highest amount of buffs in play I've ever personally seen, or actually heard of. Highest I've personally heard of is 16. I don't know if that's ever changed.
I've heard someone did 16. Yeah. So Sun Beacon. So this is discard the top card. This is risky because we've seen the top card be something really useful. 5 healing, 5 damage, no matter what. But the top card
is
Sunhugger. Okay,
Sunhugger.
Not a massive loss. I don't know why he played it onto the Wall of Bones because it's blocking 3 of the damage.
I think he might be digging. No, you don't really dig with that, so I'm not sure what that play was.
Yeah, so maybe it's a misplay, maybe miscalculated, or maybe he wants Solar on top. Who knows? Solar's gone on top of the mateship next, but we'll see.
I mean, Bova's a very, very careful player, so he's probably thinking of something that I'm clearly not at this point, because he definitely knows what he's doing with that deck.
Yeah. Oh, maybe he was afraid of drawing a defend card, so he discarded the top card instead. All right, so back to some random guy. Wall of Bones is out, so he's exposed now, no damage reduction. Night Lurker and Abyss Weaver, a good combo to have in play though, because he can just poke away for 2 damage, 1 healing each go. But he's not. No. He's using Sicario, so 2 valid action buffs coming into play, and they're going to be Tentacle, so he's got another action, and he's got Putrid Shaman,
so he's starting to push him for that damage then.
So he's got another action. He's just explaining it all to Bova. He's playing a bit of catch up on Dread. Happy with that. And he's got 1 more action, but he can't use abilities anymore because he's used Sicario, and he's drawing 1.
I figure at this point he's anticipating starting to do some swing, because he usually doesn't drop that Putrid Shaman until he's ready to start doing some damage.
I mean, yeah, at this point he could, if nothing else, if he hasn't got a great hand to buff up his buffs even more, he could just, use the Night Lurker. That's 4 damage from a Tentacle, 4 damage from a Night Lurker. That's 8 damage a turn, or for 1 action. So it's definitely worth that alone on the next go. So Bova needs to think about one thing I haven't seen him run at all. If anything, his weakness is probably damage reduction. So I haven't seen a Yukona Oracle.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is very strong astral defense, but he's been a bit rushy, but he's been forced to play that style because of the opponents he's seen.
Yeah.
And Dread, weakness definitely is damage reduction, right? They have a lot of little hits, and if you can reduce all damage you take by 2, it's just soaking it. Exactly. Yep. Oh, he's going for it. Okay, so Black Hole. Play for Planetary Alignment and Anti-Gravity Snail, so he's got a lot of cards in his hand still. He doesn't sacrifice 4 cards. Payment back in the deck. It does remove all the buffs after it's done 8 damage. So all of that effect gets through. 8 damage and the buffs.
Yeah, definitely a heavy blow to some random guy.
Some random guy. Got to recover
We'll just have to see he is able to dig back out of that hole.
On the plus side, he's got rid of the Black Hole now. So if some random guy can get through the next few turns and rebuild, maybe get another Wall of Bones in there, he might see a comeback here. And let's not forget, he paid for Black Hole with Planetary Alignment, which is 12 damage. He's on 11, but he now can't finish him off on the next go.
11 again. He's in that blasting zone. Very dangerous against an astral player.
So let's see what he's going to do. So it's back to some random guy because obviously a combo consumes your turn. He's just drawing 2. This is risky. What's he got left? He's got Sunstrike in there, I think. He's got anti-gravity field. He's got the combo damage to do this,
and again,
but maybe not in his hand.
And I'm wondering if some random guy, again, just being fairly new and lack of experience, maybe he's like, all right, he's thinking that Bova's played his big bomb, and that's going to be the big bomb for the deck, but he may not fully realize just exactly how explosive this deck can get.
Exactly, and let's not forget, Astral likes having their last discarded element under their control. Black hole means all elements are on top, so anything he does is going to get full effect, like an Astral Priest.
Astral Priest.
3 damage plus 3 because Luna was on top,
all
so
right,
6 damage. He's down to 6.
That is the card that makes you pray to the card of gods, god of cards.
He's only got 6 damage to do here. He could discard a card with Cassini for 3. Bit of a risky play at this late game. Not late game, but like at this stage of the game even.
Pretty sure some random guy is sweating. He's weighing his options very carefully right now.
He's going to pass. I think he's just drawing the 1.
Oh.
He still hasn't drawn. Oh wait, hold on. What's that?
He put the die.
He still hasn't drawn a defend card.
Still hasn't not.
That Flying Fortress could have done a cheeky bit of damage on the way out. Dice making sure the cards are going to escape from Vova's deck. And we're back to some random guy. He needs some healing. He needs some, or Wall of Bones, right? You got to be low on options. You got to assume an Astral player is going to do 6 damage.
Definitely have to swing into defensive mode, hardcore, but.
Assassin's Guild. I like this. It's unique. So it's a card that gives you 2 extra actions.
Yeah.
So he's got 3 extra actions, and he's just passed him to draw 3. So what's next? All he needs to do is do 6 damage. He's got a limited window of opportunity here. Anti-gravity field. Yeah, that's 6 damage.
That'll do 6 damage.
That's 10 damage.
There we go.
And he's not even going to run out the rest of the card.
So Bova is very, very clearly demonstrating the explosiveness of those astral decks. Again.
Great game there. So
well played,
Bova's been a bit starved on that. I think that's his go-to play. He wants to do damage, and so far he's been stuck behind damage reduction and stuff like Pollen Weavers. So
I think a lot of his quandary was just coming up against, for him, what's a relatively unknown quantity with the Dread deck, right? He's not really sure what he's dealing with at that point. He's kind of testing it out, still playing his game as best he can into it, and clearly the explosiveness of his deck and his gameplay was enough to carry it.
I think the sideboard and the time between rounds has been super important because they both learned lessons now. You saw Bova eyeing some of the cards, making sure like, oh, what's this shadow buff doing in this play? And he saw Sicario and some random guy's ability to fill up the board quickly. I mean, he reacted well, but he doesn't know that it could get twice as bad there. Likewise, some random guy now knows that he's got those explosive combos. He's seen anti-gravity field, he's seen black hole.
So I'm really curious to see what he's going to try to sideboard in against that.
Yeah, so sideboarding again, combo cards are allowed, and any grey unaligned cards. An unaligned card that some random guy might want to think about is Unruly Mob. Because Astral and Bova here is quite aggressive. Unruly Mob means the selected person can't attack more than once in a turn, which isn't the be all and end all, but it starves off that double attack in turn.
Definitely slows down the rush.
As for Bova, I mean, he's won 1 game. What do you sideboard? Do you stick with what works, or do you think someone's going to adapt and try preempt the change?
And he might even stop. He could be thinking right now, okay, because he's noticing that some random guy really likes to draw. So will he go for hand punishment?
Yeah, we know he's got a Jester. I've seen it on his sideboard. So I think there's quite quick players. There's quite a quick round even. So I think they are just shuffling into the next game here. Yeah, it's well remembered. So we have seen a Creeble Jester from Bova before. And he's seen that some random guy likes to draw cards.
I believe he's got that Informant in his sideboard as well.
He has, yeah. So he can draw to his opponent's hand size with that. So the big question is, Bova going to go 2-0, or is some random guy going to go draw the series and then we see a third game? What do you reckon?
Let's see what the cards hold, so to speak.
Astro, yeah. Look to the future and see what happens. Right, so I think Bova went first last game, so we can expect some random guy to have 4 and Bova 5. Just making sure everything's shuffled.
It kind of brings up a question a lot of our players out in the field ask a lot, because it's like, is it really to my advantage to go first, or is it my advantage to go second with that extra card? And that's actually a good debate with this game. Most games it's like, you definitely go first, right? But here it's a valid
you sacrifice 1 card, so you might argue that a lot of people's first turn is draw 2, but then depending on what you got in your deck, you might put card draw in there. You might put we know some random guys running at least 2 Shadow Suppliers. If they're in your starting hand, you play them. You get that stuff charged up.
Definitely.
Likewise with Tree Sprouts, anything that draws cards. Even simple stuff like Chronomoth and Corrupted Spirits are good to go on the first turn.
And we saw him do that in his last match, right? He dropped those 2 shadow
Drew
supplies and
8 in the
Sicario
end.
right off the bat.
All right,
Really
and he's
good use
doing
of
that
them.
again. So he's drawn 2, and I think we're straight over to Bova. So he's got the 5 cards. Let's see if he's gonna, opt for more cards. I know
So
he
one
likes playing
Light
cards.
Lasher in there.
So
Who doesn't like playing cards?
look at this tension. No,
Yeah,
he's just messing with
he's-
us. He's not even going to play a card. He's just laying them down. Come on.
He's teasing all of us.
Oh. I bet it's a mage chip. What are we going to do?
Think-
No. Drop the card.
And no. It was a mage ship though. He's holding it. No, it wasn't.
He's a Sun Hugger.
It was a Sun Hugger, yeah.
It's not a bad option to get damage ticking on the start, yeah. So, no,
Oh,
mage
it
chip.
is
I
mage
called
chip.
it. Yeah,
There
there
you
you go. Nothing, 7 damage. And he's
It's
doing
a-
a Sun
and
Hugger,
a
so he's
Sun
going
Hugger.
all out. So, Sun Hugger does extra damage if Solar's on top. There's nothing on top of the discard yet. So, some random guy knows he's only going to take 1 damage next turn at best. But you've got to assume Bova's going to play a Solar card on the next
Yeah, he's
turn.
going to get that thing in there if he can and just absolutely maximize the damage that he does.
I wonder if Bova will play the whole game a little bit differently just to make, to mess with some random guy and make him not expect the same thing. Or not, because Shadow Puppet
Cleans that out.
cleans 2 buffs off the table, and that's not a bad trade-off, right? There's a lot of damage on the table, and now it's gone. So, that
'cause
was his first action.
As
He's drawn.
much as some random guy can slow this down, push it into the mid to late game, that's just going to favor him the longer it goes.
So Bova's just drawing 2, trying to get some damage back in his hand, no doubt. And it's going to go back to some random guy. He's just drawing
He's
2.
just drawing 2.
So this is what you called it. What if Bova's sideboarding in a Jester? Oh, Flying Fortress.
Flying
Hopefully
Fortress
we'll
again.
see this do something this game. I don't know how many defend cards he's even running in there. I think he's got a Yukona Tactician. Oh, he's got Shapeshifters, right? We know he
Shapeshifters.
loves that. So maybe just not drawing him last game. And he's drawn 1, so it's back to some random guy. He's drawing 2 again.
Drawing 2.
It's fine to do unless he's got the Jester. So let's hope Bova doesn't punish him too badly for it. Anti-gravity Snail.
Anti-gravity
Draw a card
Snail, yeah.
face up. If it's a defend card, Flying Fortress is going to work first. And if it's yes, it is a defend card. So he's drawn a defend card.
So it's going to do
So
a couple
Flying
things.
Fortress does actually work.
Yep.
And then the Anti-Gravity Snail also does 4 damage because the card he drew was not gravity. Nice synergy
Yeah,
there.
that worked really well. Yeah, so
And Flying Fortress has done something.
there it is. Yeah,
All
some
right.
random guy and I, we have a very similar play style. We like to just really get our hand just stacked as it can possibly be. Right?
Sicario
And then
needs
just
to
kinda
do it,
play.
right?
Right. But it is that drawback, right? Again, it takes a while to build up that hand that you can play, and it makes it also vulnerable to any kind of hand punishment.
All right, that was his first action. Second action, he's light lashing.
Light lashing.
So 3 damage. Gravity's on top, so he gets to rewind
He's
above 1
rewinding
step,
that.
so he's just getting another corner out of Flying Fortress. Trickling him this turn. So
Yeah.
a little bit of trickle of Flying Fortress, little trickle of Sun.
Little tournament
Light lasher.
on a dread deck there.
All right, back to some random guy. So no big hitting combos yet from Bova. So some random guy's actually got a bit of breathing room in this game. He's got a lot of cards in hand. The lower health he goes, the less likely is he's going to use Sicario's ability.
He's
so now
also-
still useful.
He's not slapping down as many buffs as he did. I wonder if he's just playing a little bit in fear of that black hole, which I don't blame him.
Yeah, but you got to think we know his deck now. We know he's had 10 buffs out of once, right? So at least
Yeah.
a third of his deck is buffs.
He knows he needs to get those down, so that's kind of that tricky thing. Like, you just kind of have to play into it, I think.
But I mean, look at his hand size. He must have options. Apparently
Still
not.
doing
He's
draw.
drawing 2. Back to Bova. I wonder if he's got a Jester. I wonder how much he wants a Jester right now.
I'm sure he wants it, yeah.
Even a Creeble Infiltrator, just something to trickle that damage in.
And Bova's saying, fine, I'll take some breathing room.
Sunbeacon, so we saw him draw this. So 5 healing, 5 damage, and discard the top card. Hopefully it's
See what
nothing
it
he
is.
wants.
See what it is.
Should be underneath it. Yep, thank you, Judge. Oh, no. Anti-gravity field.
Anti-gravity field.
Arguably one of the best combos. It's 10 damage or 14 if the card you draw face up blind is not gravity. So he's lost 10 to 14 damage there.
And I'm going to throw out that the foil art of that card is also one of my all-time favorite. Most beautiful
It's
pieces
a
of
good
work
one.
in the game.
Okay, so that's the risk and reward right there.
Yeah.
So you got the effect of Sunbeacon, but lost a 3-card heavy hitting combo. So I wonder if some random guy knows about that card, and if he does, he's probably relieved to see it in the discard.
I think he probably just looks at it and says, yeah, that's a combo that's not going to hit me. I'm glad it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, he's seen the power of the astral combos already on the receiving end last game. So yeah, a little bit of breathing room now. So he's, look at those cards.
thinking.
How is he not playing cards? Maybe he's worried about playing 2 cards of Sicario because the health value, he's nearly halfway,
Dropping,
right?
Yeah. Even still, though, I mean, at least a wall of bones in there, something.
He's drawing
2.
Wow.
It's a risk taker here. He's really pushing it.
I don't know what Bova thinks now. Is he afraid of the amount of cards in his hand because of what he can do? But he must know he's got to play buffs, right? So, I mean, I don't know what to say.
Just-
Some
yeah,
random
I'm
guy.
like- I'm
the next
really curious
what's
here.
he doing? Is he just drawn 2?
drawing.
He's drawn to defend, so Flying Fortress.
And tick.
Hits for 2. And he's drawn
Drawing.
2, so another card. Not a defender, we can assume. Back to some random guy. You need to start playing some cards. Come on.
Yeah.
Unless he's trying to play for a combo. We haven't seen anything other than Ghostly cards. Oh, actually,
We
he
haven't.
paid for that with Breach the Veil.
I'm just really hoping he can play a combo. If he's trying to play a combo and he can't afford it, I'm really scared to see what he's got in his hand right now.
I mean, you got. This is half the point. So with a combo, do you pay for it and put the cards back in, or if you're short the payment, do you keep drawing for the payment? At some point, you got to think about when you give up and stop playing cards. You're not doing anything,
Right.
and that might be the problem that some random guy runs into shortly.
He's just sitting here right now. He's not playing his game at all.
It's fine to have a lot of options in your hand,
Yeah.
but if you're not using them, and you're getting killed. It's not good. He might be trying to play Breach the Veil though. He's doing it. Okay, Sicario, 2 damage, 2 buffs going in. I assume one's going to be Wall of Bones. Oh, Creeble Infiltrator. And a Wall of Bones. So Creeble Infiltrator has 2 damage at the start of some random guy's turn if Bova has more than 5 cards in his hand. So that was his first action. And he's got one more to go. Wall of Bones in play, so that's good for the subsequent turns because
Yeah,
Sicario's damage will be blocked.
Exactly. I wonder if he just drew that, or if he was waiting on it for the Sicario.
Maybe.
Because yeah, it must have been. Because
The next 2
otherwise,
turns he could put in Sicario buffs for free essentially
Right.
because the damage isn't there. So maybe that's what he wanted, but he drew heavily to get there.
Yeah. You know, did
What's
he,
his next action going
right.
to be?
And it's gonna, like I said, it helps him with the Sicario. But did he wait too long?
Exactly.
guess
I would
that's
probably
what
put in a
we'll
shadow
see.
buff here, like a Night Lurker if he's got one, because on the next turn, if he's got tentacles,
Helps
he can
that
get more
reduction.
actions and like really accelerate this. We could really see him just
And
go
he
fast.
may
next
not
turn.
have him in his hand.
Oh, he's
You know-
risking a tentacle now. Okay, so tentacle's in play. Like I said, he's got a shadow buff in play with the tentacle, but because one wasn't already in play, no extra action.
No extra action yet.
So I assume he's done that for the reason I said. So on the next go, I expect to see more tentacles, more Sicario shadow buffs. Shapeshifter.
Shapeshifter.
Draw a card face up.
Let's see what we get here.
If it's solar or gravity, we're going to do something. It's solar, so 5 damage.
Yeah.
It's an attack card, so no Flying Fortress.
This should be interesting.
Obviously, oh, that's where you play the shadow buff as well. Wall of Bones blocking 3 damage. So just buffing that effect up a little bit with
Helps.
this tentacle ahead of time. Bova's got one more go, but obviously he's got 3 damage reduction to play against.
But depending on it, yeah. But right now, Bova, depending on how he stacks that deck, he's got, or his discard pile, he's got.
He's got Luna on top, right?
Well, he's got infinite damage sitting in his hand.
Yeah. Oh no, he needs gravity.
And he's,
Mirror Beast, right? Did he draw Mirror Beast?
he drew Mirror Beast. Yeah.
Right, so
off the
Mirror Beast,
shapeshifter.
very nice card. What's he got? What's he doing? Could be another Luna card. Cassini's last.
Jeez,
No, he's
that's it.
going in. Wow,
Priest.
really? Astral Priest.
He's
So
just gonna
6
try to
damage because
punch through
Luna's
that
on
wall.
top, but reduced by 3 because of Wall of Bones. Maybe he's just trying to get him low. Maybe he's getting him in kill range. Planetary alignment.
Dropping his hand size too, maybe. I'm not sure how many cards he's got in hand right now.
Oh, that's a good point. I did, yeah. Creeble Infiltrator. What's he down to?
He's down to 5 cards there, so maybe that was the play.
Yeah. So I think he's just trying to get rid of his hand. Fair enough. Okay, so let's see what this does. I assume he's going to Sicario. Wall of Bones is definitely useful right now. And he needs to start doing some damage or doing some healing. So maybe he puts in like, oh, we've seen the 2 Weavers, right?
We've seen the Weavers.
He's done that before. 8 flash heal, that would be really useful right now.
Yeah, that would definitely save his baby.
Maybe even like putting a tentacle on a Weaver and then get the extra action, putting in the 3rd Weaver legitimately. So you could Sicario in a tentacle and a Weaver, 4 healing extra action, and then another Weaver
Got all the extra, yeah.
for 4.
Maximize
He's doing
the
it.
cards again. Here
So
we go.
Sicario is being played,
Blocking damage.
and then what are the 2 buffs?
Here they come.
A
First
Weaver.
one's a Weaver.
Yep, 4 healing, straight away. And the other card being moved in.
Oh,
I see a Colossi
I see a
Artifact.
Colossi, yeah.
Not a bad option.
He's trying to stay alive. looks
Okay.
like, yep.
So he should flash heal for 4. Because he has a shadow buff in play.
2 damage off the tentacle. Gets the heals off the Weaver.
And he's got 1 more action. So he could play a card or he could draw a card. He's already used an ability. What do you think? He might have a Defiler. We know that will hit hard with the
Yep.
amount of buffs he's got out.
The question is he gonna,
He might have a Putrid Shaman. He's got so many cards.
does he want to get out more buffs?
Oh, he's doing Assassin's Guild. I like it. So he's got
Alright.
2 more actions and he's
He's
drawing
drawing.
2. Wow. Oh, he just drew a Defiler though.
Oh yeah, there it is.
So next go, he could push 2 buffs in for free again and then Defile. Could be interesting. Bova's probably wondering where all these dread buffs just came from.
Yeah.
And he's already played Black Hole, right? So, oh wait, was that last game? He played the last game.
Last
Has he
game.
played this game?
We haven't seen
I
it
think
yet.
he has played this game.
Didn't clean it up. There we go. We're starting to blur together. It's that time of the con, folks. Sorry. So somebody out in the audience is going, it did, and they're correcting us right now on live. And you know you are.
Sunhugger.
Go ahead and leave in the comments. Tell us how forgetful we are.
All right, so Sunhugger's down. Astral Solar's on top, so Sunhugger's going to hit hard. It will be blocked by Wall of Bones though, so we'll see how that plays out. And he's drawing one face up. It's a shapeshifter. It is a defense, so it ticks Flying Fortress, but the damage is blocked. We talked about this earlier. It's a bit of a shame when you draw onto damage reduction. And it's over to some random guy. Right, so 3 damage reduction still. He's got a Sicario, surely. He's got no damage reduction out on the side of Bova, so the tentacle's going to hit. I think he's got a low hand, so Creeble Infiltrate is not doing anything, other than being useful, because it's sort of meaning keep your hand low unless you want me to hurt you. So it's still providing a utility effect and a potential aggression effect. So what's he going to do with his 2 actions? Probably iron up which best ones to play. I'd love it if he Sicario'd in 2 Putrid Shamans. Right at this point. Oh man. Just to buff and buff up for like the next thing. Apparently it's the final countdown. Yeah. So let's see how that goes. Hear part of some of the closing ceremonies going on behind us there. Some random guys hoping this is the final countdown for Bova. Getting his buffs in. Still debating what to do. He's really trying to figure out how to maximize that Defiler. He's looking at look at all those combos in his hand. Okay, so I think he might be on up Breach the Veil, and that would be the final countdown, because that increases all damage done by 2 and lets him draw a card whenever he plays a card. Very, very strong buff. He's still not done anything, right? Nope, he's weighing his options. He's passing and drawing 2. He is passing and drawing 2. And the crowd go wild for the draw 2. All right, so the Sunhugger ticks. It's blocked by the Wall of Bones. Okay, so Sunhugger's ineffective right now. And it wasn't the final countdown, so we've cancelled the music. And we're on to Bova's turn. Don't cue the hero music yet. What's he going to do? Interesting, because he had such a strong start, such a strong mid, and now he's sort of up against it, and I wouldn't have thought this. I thought he had it early on, like he got him sub 12, right? Yeah, he came out as he does. He's just going to draw. Nuclear. Oh, hold on. He could draw 2. Not a defend. Oh, it's a defend. He's wasted another corner of Flying Fortress, which is blocked. Unlucky that. So now Wall of Bones is rotating out. So we'll be happy to hear the last corner of Flying Fortress might do something at least. How many cards has he got? 2 damage from Infiltrator, punishing the hand side. He's using Sicario. Is he? Well, he at least moved his hand towards it. Oh, he is? Yeah, he is. Wall of Bones, not in effect, so he's going to take 2. So Tentacle is getting his healing though. So he's using an ability, so Tentacle should hit for 2, and Weaver should heal him for 1. Yep. And then he's moved in a Tentacle and a Weaver, so that should give another action and another 4 healing. 4 healing, yep. Very nice. So he's got 2 actions right now. Yep, let's see. Even though he's used 1. He's like, have I really got 2 actions? Yes, like, you have. Really going to do that? Yes, that was a good play, and that is the power of Dread and Sicario. Someone's just probably told him you can't use another ability or something though, so he's a bit taken back. But he's hoping to use, Okay, so he's back up to 16 now, so he's climbed out of the hole a little bit here. And I have to say, props to some random guy, first of all, for matching his shirt to his deck. It was a really good job. Nice. All right, so he's still got 2 actions, right? Did I count that right? He's Sicario'd in an Abyss Tentacle, so he's got 2 to go. What does he do? What does he do? No way. He's drawing. Maybe he's drawing for the Putrid Shamans. We know he likes to buff up the tentacle damage. And you got to think at this point, we know he's got Shadow Suppliers, and they're probably a bit of a pain this late game because he's got a lot of cards in his hand. He's probably not very useful even if it comes home. But it does increase the amount of buffs on the table. It does increase the amount of buffs, so Defiler is still useful. Yeah, depending what else he's got in his hand, which is a lot. Okay, so Sunhugger has hit for full value this time because Solar's on top and Wall of Bones is gone. Colossal Artifact is capping action card damage at 4. So Sunhugger can't hit higher than 4, so that's good for him. Yeah, that Colossal Artifact is starting to put in work now. What's he going to do? Shapeshifter. Draw a card face up. If it's, yep, so let's see what you got. It's Spectral Guide, so it's Gravity, so he's going to get 5 healing. It wasn't a defend card, it was a buff card, so no Flying Fortress hit. And he gets to hold on to the card, so he's got 1 more action this turn. You think he'll play it? He could play it, which is actually not a bad option, because it draws a card when it enters play, so he gets a little bit of hand size maintenance. Of course, that is risking. No, it's not risking this Fortress. He's good to go with that thing. Well, he could do. He could do the Spectral Guide, draw a card when it's play, and if the card he draws is a defend, that Flying Fortress still might get a little bit sneaky damage through. There you go. Let's see what he chooses here.
Weighing his options.
I mean, the Creeble Infiltrator is going to hit for 2, right? Look at that hand size. What does he do with the second action?
I mean, I think
he's going to draw normally. Yeah?
Yeah.
He's drawing normally. Is it a defend? It's not a defend.
It's not. All right.
So back to some random guy. You got to assume the Creeble Infiltrator is going to hit for 2 because he has more than 5 cards in his hand.
Definitely.
There you go. No damage reduction. He's only on 13 health. So does he risk Sicario? He has no other abilities that can trigger the healing and damage in play.
Right.
But the Weavers will undo the damage, right? So it's 2 damage, then 2 healing.
He is sitting with that Colossi artifact, so he's not completely naked.
That's true. Still in place, still active.
But he's still vulnerable to combo damage, so...
He's drawing 2, wow.
He's drawing 2.
Okay, so...
I can't believe that there's not something in that hand that is not going to be useful for him at this point.
Sunhugger hits 4. Has he got a kill and blow? He's got a lot of cards. Where's Planetary Alignment?
Right, yeah,
he lost anti-gravity field though.
Both of these guys have really big hands right now in the game. I would not expect these large of hands at this point in the game for both of them.
What does he do? Vova looking a bit frustrated. I think he's probably just wanting an easy kill. He's probably got combos, but they're just not in his hand. So, and he's capped at 4.
Yeah,
and he needs to do, if he hits 4 and 4, that's only 8, and he's on 9. It's not enough. He's got what's got there?
Definitely wants to try to knock him out if he can.
Light Lasher, Mirror Beast. Mirror Beast is a great option if he's got the right card on top of the discard, which he hasn't. What does he do? He can't really let him wait too long. Oh, wait, was that Black Hole?
That was some combo. I couldn't quite see it.
I saw at least 3 icons.
Yeah.
Black Hole wouldn't be enough to kill, but it would remove all of those buffs.
That would be, yeah, but I wouldn't even worry about the kill at this point. Just clearing
that field. Oh, actually, it might be enough to kill, right? Because you do 8 damage, remove all buffs, that puts him on 1, and you draw a card for playing combo. If you draw a defend card, Flying Fortress would kill him.
That would do it.
That would be a great finish.
Let's see, he's looking through his cards again. Let's see if we can see what that
He's got Spectral Guide.
Combo was.
Yeah, Spectral Guide and Astral Priest is what he wants by the look of it. But Astral Priest, it is Black Hole.
It is Black Hole.
Play it.
Yeah.
Risk it.
He may not have, does he have the cards to pay for it?
Yeah, that's obviously the issue, yeah. I'd risk it. Death by Flying Fortress for the championship. That's a great win. He's still looking. Maybe he's looking up for payment. Is he sure? Or maybe he's contemplating what we're talking about. Will he risk drawing a defend? I mean, if nothing else, on the next go, he could discard a card with Cassini. 3 damage.
That's true. Just
all right, so Dimensional Hunter. 2 damage. Some random guy has to move 2 defend cards back to his deck.
Ooh.
If he has them. And Bova will get an extra action because Luna's on top. So he's still got 2 actions. In all of those hands, does he have any defends? They're probably just checking if it's defend action cards or combo cards because it's common confusion. So it looks like he's got 2 defends. He's just going to show... he's got a big hand size. He's just confirming.
Up his hand again, yeah.
Just confirming the lack of defends. He's got 1. Ghostly Grasp. I saw it. Yeah, so Dimensional Hunter is defend card, so it is action and combo cards.
Combos, yep, that gets all.
Look at that. In all of that, you only had 1 defend card.
I'm completely amazed that was all that was in there.
It's just flashing through his hands right now. Some random guy flashing across the table. Who would have expected it in the championship match as well? That level of competitive play.
Conferring a bit with the judges.
He's still doing it. How many cards is he holding?
So many cards.
Wow.
I mean,
okay, so Bova's like, in all of that you only had 1?
Like, that's just amazing.
And just confirming it was back to deck, not a discard. So he might get Ghostly Grasp back later. Okay, so that was only the first action. And he's got 2 actions left because Dimensional Hunter gave him that extra action.
That extra, yep.
So what next? Maybe he's looking for a trickle. Maybe Astral Priest, just for 3.
Just kind of sneak that in there.
Yeah, well, he's got 2 actions, so maybe the 2 damage from Dimensional Hunter was enough to tip in lower. Look, and he needs to do 7 here with 2 cards, because he can do 3. So if he can do 4 with another card, which is the cap of the Colossi Artifact, he's good. I don't think he can. I think he can do 3 and 3.
He can do 3 and 3 from what I can see in his hand, yeah.
Oh, wait, no, he might be able to rewind. Yeah, Light Lasher.
He's rewinding it.
3 damage, and rewind a buff if gravity's on top. So rewind Sunhugger.
Tick. Oh, excellent
4,
use of that.
3 damage, because Solar's on top.
Oh my gosh, there it is.
Oh, no, it's not on top.
Right?
It's not on top.
It's not on top?
Not yet.
But he took the extra 1, right? And he's got,
just the 1.
He's got 3. Oh,
and
man.
Now he's on 4.
That is so close.
Just checking it out there.
Yep,
He's on,
there he is.
He's on 3, and then Cassini.
No, well,
Cassini?
he's got all kinds
He's
of
got one
options in
action
there.
left.
I think he's
Discard a
there it
card
is.
for 3 damage.
There it is.
And there's the
there
kill.
It is. Congratulations, Bova. Some random guy. Both you
Look at
guys
that,
have to look
deep-
at that. That
a
is a
deep breath
face
from
of
Vova.
relief. And yeah, amazing game. Good game, you guys. Wow. That was just a joy and pleasure to watch.
So Bova 2-0 there, right?
Yeah, that was amazing. But that was still a good game.
Both new players, and props
yeah.
to some random guy. He hung in there, and he lost a lot of buffs, and he managed to bring it back.
A lot of buffs, yeah. And he got brand new player to the game.
I know. Both new players to the
They're
game.
just walking in. I mean, they're just kind of going blind on some of the stuff, and they're just right at it, each other's throats.
I got to go and speak to some random guy immediately because I don't know what he had in his hand that he didn't,
I'm so
didn't
curious.
need
Yeah,
or want to
that was
play.
just such a huge hand.
It's
amazing.
crazy.
He was digging for something very specific. But again, history in the making. Bova, world's first Lightseekers champion. Congratulations. So once again, coming to you from Pax Unplugged, also historical, first ever Pax Unplugged. Thanks for joining us. And we've been here.
Yeah. All right. Thanks very much, and see you in the next tournament.
Yep.